Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. This is the 26th day of my 30 dress watches in 30 days challenge. And tonight we're looking at a Frederique Constant watch. This is the classic Index FC-303 NB5B6. And this is part of FC's Classics line. And yeah, this watch is pretty classy. So the one that we're looking at has a black dial. It has applied batten markers. And I believe these are spear hands on this. So yeah, they kind of get wide near the center and then they go into long slender points. It appears that there's lume on them, and around the edge of the dial on the outside of the indices are little lumed pips. So not a whole lot of lume. Probably not terribly useful. It has a framed date wheel at the 3 o'clock. And being framed like that, the light colored background on the date wheel isn't super painful, just a little painful. There's a subtle minutes track at the edge of the dial. The seconds hand is minimal and just pretty great looking on this design. I like the counterweight on that. It ships on an alligator embossed leather strap. These are contemporary sized watches, so they have 40mm cases with a case thickness of 10.3. And in the pictures, it looks like these wear pretty thin, which is cool. I feel like these are kind of sort of dressy, everyday wear watches, kind of akin to some of the models that Omega puts out, or brands similar to that. They're also available with a green dial. And if we peruse the Classics line, there's some great pieces in there. So let me navigate up to the Classics. So they put out a piece with an open heart complication right below the 12 o'clock. It has Breguet hands and Roman numerals. And I like the way Frederique Constant does texture in the center of their dials, especially on these white dial Roman numeral pieces. I think it just adds to the classiness of them. There's a variant of the piece that we've been looking at that has a yellow gold case and a green dial, and that colorway just looks so good. There's a dark slate blue piece that has a moon phase and a pointer date. I love me a pointer date. I feel like that's such a great way of pulling off that complication. And the blue of the dial looks so good. There's a couple of tank style watches, but they both have open hearts on them. And I'm sorry. I know that it's my personal bias. I don't care for open heart complications, but I feel like with these tank style pieces that FC has, they're just factually not good looking on these watches. It's so weird. It looks like it doesn't belong on these watches at all. It'd be like doing a Movado and giving it a super gigantic dot at the 12 o'clock. No. But other than that, they look like great tank style watches. There are pieces called the Vintage Rally Healy, and these are pretty cool. They remind me of my Certina that I had at one point in time, which was kind of my attempt at getting sort of a pull router-ish vibe, because around the edge of the dial is a light colored area where the minutes track is. So it almost gets that aesthetic. These look so much like those watches. There are even some chronographs in the line, and I personally like the black dial one. It's kind of moonwatch-ish, sort of a similar aesthetic, and just looks great. There's a two-hander quartz variant, very similar to the watch that we've been looking at, except this one has a great-looking sunburst silver dial on it, and the case is even thinner, at about 8.6 millimeters. I love that they went with a two-hander being quartz. That's great. I think I've become a sucker for silver dials. These watches look cool. But I have to say that my personal favorite in this lineup is the Classics Premier with the light dial, Roman numerals, no date complication, 39mm case size. These watches are absolutely brilliant. And I know there's some of you out there who can't stand Roman numerals, but I kind of like them in certain designs, and this is one of them. I feel like these watches look absolutely amazing. The Breguet style hands with the Roman numerals and the texture, and a lack of a date window from FC, that's a rarity. And they're sub 40mm, so they're a nice dressy size. However, they're almost $2,000. Youch. But there you have it, a look at the Frederique Constant Classics line, and in particular the black dial piece with batten markers and amazing looking hands. Thanks for watching.